Today, I've got an amazing, if not slightly depressing show for you. It's not every day you get to talk to someone who has royally screwed up in such a mammoth way that history will never forget the magnitude and vastness of their mistake. Although, for some of you, you get to experience that every day when you look in the mirror, but that's why you're here, to learn from those mistakes and learn what real winning looks like. But you can't win unless you're terrified of losing, and that's what today's episode is all about. The Brad Johnson Show. I'm turning losers like you into winners like me. You're about to enter the winning zone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brad Johnson Show. I am here today with a new friend of mine, acquaintance, somebody that I know his name, and he knows my name, obviously, because who doesn't know my name? Anyway, this is a new interview series. Okay, so this is something that we're gonna probably do quite a bit of through season 3, because, like I said, you can't win unless you're terrified of losing, and that's what this is all about. It's to show you some epic fails in business and life and everything else, health, all that stuff, to show you how to not do that. Some people may say that this new type of interview just, sounds extreme, and it probably is. Just telling you, that's what I do. I do things that are extreme. We're doing just failures and how not to be like them. So today, my guest is somebody that you've probably never heard of, and that's one of the main reasons why he's on the show for this type of interview. But before we get to this not-so-happy interview, it's time for a word from our sponsor.
My name is Millard J. Hill. I'm the man who didn't copyright the song Happy Birthday, and I am an epic fail.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. My guest today is the man who didn't copyright the Happy Birthday song. Now, most of you guys know what I'm talking about, the Happy Birthday song. It's been used by millions of people, violating the copyright law. And actually, that is something that the person who did copyright Happy Birthday has gone after and has made millions and millions of dollars. But the guy I'm talking today was not so lucky. Mr. Millard J. Hill. That's Millard. Millard? What?
Yeah, it's pronounced Millard. Thanks, Brad.
Okay. Yeah, Millard. I totally got that. So glad to have you on the show, Millard Hill, the Millster, as we like to call you, or the Hillster, Mill Hill, any of those names. Anyway, so wanted to have you on the show, Mill, because, it's not very often that you come into contact. I mean, it's often that you come into contact with somebody who's pretty loserly, #loserly, but, that's pretty normal. It's not as often that you come into contact with somebody like you who's lost on such an epic scale. Now, I want to dive in a little bit and get your backstory. But first, just how does that feel to know that you're that guy?
Well, Brad, it's something I live with every day. I wake up and that's the song just plays through my head, and
even when it's not your birthday.
Yeah, it's kind of like every day, actually, and just kind of the weight of it hits me, and sometimes it makes it even hard to get out of bed. But that's why I have fake parties for myself sometimes to make it better, and it doesn't usually help, but I try. I do it again.
Okay. All right, so let's get a little bit of the backstory here, because the whole point of this is so that people can avoid this kind of epic fail in their own life. And for you, a big part of that sounds like just a misunderstanding of copyright law. Now, that's pretty simple stuff that I think pretty much everybody has a pretty firm grasp on. So what happened, Milster, about the whole song and stuff where you didn't realize that this was an important thing to do?
Well, it started out with, I was an insurance salesman at the time, and I didn't know much about business or anything, or even songwriting or birthdays. But I just I wrote the song and I shared it with some people, and they just kind of ran with it, and before I knew it, it was too late, and I had missed my window of opportunity.
So it sounds like not being ruthless in business is a big drawback in your life, a big failing on your part, right?
Well, I would say it when I was an insurance salesman. I could be pretty tough with some people. Getting them to upgrade to a 6 month plan. Uh, but that was about the extent of it. Yeah. So
Sounds like.
every other
Hmm.
aspect of my life is always. I feel like I've been a little bit of a pushover.
Hmm.
It,
Yeah, I can
it's
totally see that, and you sound
oh,
sound
okay,
like that would be the case. So,
okay, good.
with that in mind, I want to just kind of point that out to people as the listeners. Really, just hone in on the fact that this guy, like personal development, I'm assuming, has not been a big part of your life because it sounds like there isn't much development in your personal at all.
Uh, no, actually, the only aspect of development I'm not positive what you're talking about there, but has been the fact that I'm the president of the HOA of my housing development. I don't know if that's what you're talking
Hmm.
about, but
Hmm. That is
it's probably my
That's
proudest
shocking, actually,
achievement.
honestly. Yeah, definitely shocking. So I want people to feel the pain here, Milster. Yeah, I want them to just know like what you're missing out on. So describe to me what would have been different if you had copyrighted "Happy Birthday" when it first was a song, so that they can kind of see the difference between then versus what would have potentially been.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, I think probably the biggest thing is I probably retired by now. Being 38 years old, I could have retired by now and
Hmm.
had a house in Malibu or something. Had a nice car.
Yeah.
The
I have
Toyota Avalon gets the
multiple of
job
those.
done. But and I think I probably I'd probably still be married and have my probably still have my baseball card collection if my wife
Hmm.
hadn't taken it when we split up. And
Whoa,
um, it
that's
just
low.
there's a lot of other things I could go into, but that's
Okay, so that's
about the
that's
gist
just
of it.
depressing. Let's imagine though you had copyrighted it. You mentioned a nice house in Malibu, a nice car. Maybe let's go through your perfect day as far as like if you had copyrighted Happy Birthday, but you didn't. So it's not your perfect day, but it's what would have possibly been your perfect day if you had.
I actually think about this a lot. So I imagine waking up to my alarm going off, which of course would be uh, "Happy Birthday," the original rendition,
Hmm.
the orchestral version. Uh, it's just a fantastic way to wake up,
Did
and
did the
go out
orchestral
and.
version have a sitar in it at all? Because
It didn't. It's an
well,
American song.
I think that probably it was a big part of why it got stolen. I've heard the sitar renditions of Happy Birthday, and man, they'll make you cry.
I can't say I've ever heard that version, but
Hmm. Well, you're
as I
missing
was
out.
saying,
Go ahead.
waking up and looking out over the ocean and walking out onto my balcony and getting another phone call of landing another huge record deal
Hmm.
and then sitting down at my 9 foot concert grand and writing my next big hit called Happy Anniversary. Uh, that's about what I would expect.
Yeah, I get. Man. Okay, so people, listeners, I want you to really just hone in on this. This guy has nothing. He's living in Kansas. There's no ocean in Kansas. I had my VAs look into that, and it is a fact. There is no ocean in Kansas. Hard to wrap your mind around, I know, but yeah. So that's his life versus what it could have been, and yeah, I want to point out something else here, Milster, that is just something that I think you really missed out on. So obviously you didn't copyright "Happy Birthday," but then also you didn't. You made it too evergreen. Now I know you're not big in business, so let me just explain a little bit of what I mean by evergreen. Is that a
Okay.
new concept to you?
Yeah, I mean, I know about trees and
Yeah, we're not talking about trees here. This is
plants.
about business. Okay, so "Happy Birthday." The lyrics are something that work for any birthday. So they work for a 2-year-old as well as somebody who's like really old, like 45 or something like that. And that's just bad. That's not a good way to do it, okay? Because you could have had happy birthday to the 1-year-old or something like that would be the title of the song. And then you could copyright that song. And then you could have happy birthday to the 2-year-old. And boom, you got another song that you could copyright. Change the melody slightly, change the words a little bit. Boom, you got another song you could copyright. I mean, I don't know how many numbers there are of how old people get, but it's more than 45, which is incredible. But think about that. All those songs copyrighted. You could have had all of them.
Yeah, I guess I can't say I thought about that, but
obviously
I'll put that in the idea bin.
That's why I'm the entrepreneur with a house in Malibu, and you're the insurance salesman in Kansas. All right, Milster, thanks for coming on the show. I think we provided some valuable insights to people so they can avoid your mistakes and not end up like you are.
Well, Brad, I'm really hoping to, kind of turn things around. I think this is my year. I actually just started releasing music on SoundCloud. So if you look up Rap God 24378 that's me. So give me a follow on there, and hopefully we'll see you at the arena tour someday.
Yeah. Thanks, Willard. We'll talk soon, maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the number 1 episode of the Epic Fail series. I don't want to get you guys too down because there is hope. Okay, I'm giving you this is like the DARE program at schools where they show you like what a drug addict looks like, so you don't ever become a drug addict because drugs are bad and they'll kill you. So don't do that. This loserliness, #loserliness, is a drug that will take you out. And Milster is a very poignant example of that. So if you write a song, copyright it. If you write a song, make sure it's not evergreen and you can copyright all the versions of the song. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening today. We're going to be coming at you with another episode soon, so stay tuned for that. Also, remember to go to the website, and the link is down below. And you can click on the course up in the top menu and get notified as soon as the course launches, which is going to be before you know it. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Ciao.
You've just listened to an episode of awesomeness. Now, go out and spread the awesomeness and help others fix the mess that is their life and help them stop being a loser and start winning in business, health, and their personal life by getting them to listen to The Brad Johnson Show. Book your face, tweet your tweets, and Insta your grams at Brad Johnson Show. The Brad Johnson Show. Winners only.
Today, I've got an amazing, if not slightly depressing show for you. It's not every day you get to talk to someone who has royally screwed up in such a mammoth way that history will never forget the magnitude and vastness of their mistake. Although, for some of you, you get to experience that every day when you look in the mirror, but that's why you're here, to learn from those mistakes and learn what real winning looks like. But you can't win unless you're terrified of losing, and that's what today's episode is all about.
The Brad Johnson Show.
I'm turning losers like you into winners like me.
You're about to enter the winning zone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brad Johnson Show. I am here today with a new friend of mine, acquaintance, somebody that I know his name, and he knows my name, obviously, because who doesn't know my name? Anyway, this is a new interview series. Okay, so this is something that we're gonna probably do quite a bit of through season 3, because like I said, you can't win unless you're terrified of losing, and that's what this is all about. It's to show you some epic fails in business and life and everything else, health, all that stuff, to show you how to not do that. Some people may say that this new type of interview just, sounds extreme, and it probably is. Just telling you, that's what I do. I do things that are extreme. We're doing just failures and how not to be like them. So today, my guest is somebody that you've probably never heard of, and that's one of the main reasons why he's on the show for this type of interview. But before we get to this not so happy interview, it's time for a word from our sponsor.